Hello there, Drupal cadets, and today we are going over another exciting episode of the Daily Dose of Drupal. Today we're on episode number 33. But before we start, I'm Shane. You can contact me on Twitter at smthomas3 or go to codekarate.com and reach out to me there if you have any questions or if you just want to say hi. Today we're going over the Profile 2 module. And this is only available for Drupal 7. And the reason we're going over this today is because someone reached out and asked for a tutorial on the basics of the Profile 2 module. Basically, there used to be a core profile module in Drupal 6, and actually it still is there in Drupal 7, but it has been deprecated, as you can see from the message, which basically means it probably shouldn't be used. It's only there to help with an upgrade from a Drupal 6 site to a Drupal 7 website. This module, if you've used Content Profile module in the past, for the most part replaces the Content Profile module. There may be some needs for the Content Profile module in Drupal 7, but for the most part this will probably cover what you're looking for. And so we'll go over what you can do with this. The first question you may ask is, well, what is different about the Drupal fields that you can add to user content or user types in Drupal compared to the Profile 2 module? And why would you need to use the Profile 2 module if you already have fields on the user entity in Drupal 7? Well, you can think of the Profile 2 module as serving as a type of separate entity from the user module or the user entity. And what that means is you may want the user settings for the specific user to be just your email address and your password and have more of a settings type of page, and then you want separate profiles. And this also can be extended so someone could have multiple profiles. You may have a developer profile and a designer profile if you're on some type of technology website. Or basically it allows you to separate the profile from the actual account settings. So if I come to my account and I edit this, I may want to keep these settings as more of configuration type things and have a separate section for my actual profile where I can have information in bio, use social network links, that type of thing. So it's probably something you'll use if you're building any type of social networking sites or a similar type of Drupal websites. We'll go ahead and get started though. I'm going to get started by downloading Drush or using Drush, the Profile 2 module. You can see it comes with 3 modules: Profile 2 Page, Profile 2 OG Access, and Profile 2. We're not going to be using it with organic groups, so we won't use the OG Access one, but I will go over the other 2 modules. And we'll start by just installing the Profile 2 module. You also need to enable the Entity API module, so you'll have to have the Entity API module as well. I can go ahead and I can look at the permissions here, and you can see that there's a couple of permissions, but there's these main profile permissions. Allows a user, right now the authenticated user, to edit their own profile and view their own profile. And that comes default, but you can of course change it. If we go back and we look at the configuration page for Profile 2, you can see that there's one profile, and we'll start with that, but we can go ahead and we'll add another one here a little later in this tutorial. So we're going to go to Manage Fields, and we're going to add a first name. We'll just go full name. Keep it simple. So we'll add the full name field, and we will add a bio field. We'll make this a long text with multiple rows. We'll leave it at the defaults and click Save. And now, in order to show how this works, we will click onto our main My Account or user page, and if we go into Edit, you'll notice that there are no additional fields added here, but there is a main profile little sub-tab here. If you click on that, you can see that I can add my name, add a little bit of a bio, click Save. Now if I go to View, you can see I have a main profile section as well as what was already there before. So that's the profile module, or the Profile 2 module. As you can see, it's pretty simple. Allows you to extend the traditional Drupal profile or Drupal user accounts and add additional profile information. But we'll also go ahead and turn on the Profile 2 Pages module. You save that, and you'll notice it doesn't have any other type of configuration pages. This is still the same. So we'll go back to our home page, click on My Account, and you'll notice that this information is gone. If you come into Edit, you'll notice there is no longer a tab here either for editing your main profile. It actually has added a separate page for your main profile. So now if I click on Main Profile, I have a separate page with my profile on it and a separate edit page for that. So it basically breaks the profile out so it's a completely separate section from your My Account in your account settings. Just to show what you can also do as far as adding additional profiles, we'll come back in to Configuration. We'll go ahead and go through this way a little bit quicker here, and we'll add a profile type. We're going to go ahead and call this a reviewer profile. I do have another role on my site for site reviewer that I had created in a previous tutorial. So I'm going to allow these types of users to have an additional profile page. I'm just going to add one field called reviewer bio so you can get the idea. I obviously could have a lot more fields. I could have images, anything I wanted in here, but we're just going to keep the fields pretty simple. I'm going to come into the permissions again. I'm going to refresh and find the Profile 2 section, and I want to give administrator all of those, and I want to allow the site reviewer to edit their own profile for reviewer profile and view their own. So keep it pretty basic there. I could of course give anonymous users the ability to view profiles, things like that, but we're going to just keep the permissions pretty basic for now, just to show you what it can do. Now you will notice that I have this Masquerade module, which I went over in a previous episode of the Daily Dose of Drupal, so you can look at that if you're not sure what this does. But this will basically allow me to log in here as just a regular authenticated user. You can see that I have a main profile. I can edit it. I could say just fill out some information. I now have a profile. I have a My Account section. I can change my password, my email address, things like that. If I switch back and I come back here, I can also log in as a reviewer, and this user has that reviewer or site reviewer role that I showed you. And now you can see I have an extra section for my reviewer profile. So I have my main profile, I have a reviewer profile, and I also have a My Account section. So that's really all there is to it. You can see that it can be used to create different types of profiles where you can collect different information about users and separate them out into distinct profiles, profile sections depending on if you need multiple, and it separates it from your My Account settings. So there's a lot of flexibility in building this out. You can use it for a lot of different purposes. The main use I see it being used for is on larger social networking type websites built with Drupal, but there's a whole bunch of other use cases as well. Thanks for taking the time to watch the Daily Dose of Drupal. follow me on Twitter at smthomas3, and we will be back again next time with another episode. Thanks for watching.